Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 16 of our Colorado Rockies rebuild here on Out of the Park Baseball 26. If you missed last video, we went through the entirety of the offseason following our shocking World Series appearance, where we lost to the Yankees in 7 games. Um, Not that many free agent moves. We didn't have much in the way of spending because, as I have lamented, despite the fact that we made the World Series, went on a playoff run of epic proportions, our budget did not increase from the owner. So we're just going to let that settle and marinate for a moment. So we were unable to make as many free agent additions as I would like. The big two additions, firstly, was a trade. We traded for Stephen Kwan of the Guardians, who so far has not had a great save, I think it must be said. Um, the power that he demonstrated in real life has not at all happened in the 2 years of this save. His steals are down relative to where they were. Overall, he's not doing too great. That is also a reason why I think we were able to get him on the cheap, because not only are the Guardians retaining 50% of his salary, we didn't need to give up that much to give him. We gave up a pitching prospect, Everett Catlett, who is a lefty, that's probably going to develop into some okay stuff, but so far in the minors has not produced that much. And then obviously Zach Veen has been sent off. And Veen, I was of two minds. On the one hand, in terms of ratings, he should be a very good baseball player, but that just has not materialized in essentially a season's worth of at bats. He just hasn't really gotten the power going. The strikeouts are higher than we would have liked, and that led to him being a negative WAR player last year. And if we're serious about getting back into the playoffs, we can't afford to give a hitter that's struggling as much as Zach Veen is, 80 starts on the season. So Zach Veen is off to Cleveland, and in comes Stephen Kwan to hold down left field. Now, he is in the final year of his arbitration, so he's done. So we will have the option to extend him if we want. Or if it doesn't work out with Steven, we can let him go at the end of the season. Our second big offseason addition is left fielder Keegan Aiken, who at the moment is doing very well for Baltimore. And in the save, not only did he do well for Baltimore, he also became the Rangers closer for parts of last season, getting 23 saves. He had a sub 1 whip, 10.7 Ks per 9, and a BABIP of 258. If he even gets close to that this season, we're going to be in business. We signed him to a 2-year, $10.5 million contract. He wouldn't take a front-loaded one, so I've had to pay him less now and more later if we decide to bring him back and not take up the option. Other than those two additions, it is a very similar roster to the one that reached the World Series last year. Chase Dollander has made the rotation. He had a very good spring up until the Giants destroyed him in his last outing. I'm a little worried about his control. Other than that, I think we could have a good quality pitcher here in Chase. Unfortunately, we have had some injuries in spring training. Most notably, Victor Vodnik is going to miss a little less than the first month of the season, which is really unfortunate. He was one of our best relievers last season. He's going to miss a little bit of time. Similarly, prospect Eugenio Herrera is out for the entire season, which, it must be said, is less than ideal. There is always the chance he comes back in like mid-September, but even then, I'll have to do a rehab assignment anyway. So, zero chance we see Herrera in the major leagues this season, which was a shame because of my AAA pitchers, probably him and Cole Henry were closest to the big leagues. Other than that, no real injuries of note. Cole Carrick obviously still injured from last season, as is Will Klein. So we're just hoping to get those guys back in fighting shape. Looking at our team and how we stand out against the rest of the league, I think I am cautiously optimistic. I don't know why it has Keegan Aiken rated as our best, like, starting pitcher when just in terms of ratings, like Gabriel Hughes and Bobby Miller have him beat. So that's a little odd. But other than that, our worst position is first base with Michael Taglia. He had a really good development, which increased his eyes. So hopefully he should walk more and strike out maybe a tad less. But this is a do or die season for Taglia. If he struggles, he is gone. He's not going to hit against lefties. We're going to give Aaron Schunk that time. And, there's a non-zero chance that we could see Charlie Condon being our everyday first baseman if Taglia especially doesn't get that power back. So that is the team as we look at it. It's very similar to last year. I didn't want to reinvent the wheel. We made the World Series last time out. So a couple of changes, mainly in the outfield with Stephen Kwan coming in. We signed Alec Burleson to a $1.5 million deal. So just marginal improvements. And hopefully some of the younger guys like How You Lead, Drew Romo, Ezekiel Tavares, no spring chicken, but my God, I need him to learn how to hit the baseball. And we might be as right as right. I've made the executive decision that Yinkiel Fernandez is going to be our starting right fielder against righties this year. We need him to produce. Zach Veen is gone. Alec Thomas is gone. Jordan Beck is gone. Alex Call is gone. Fernandez is the last surviving member of that corner outfield platoon. So if he struggles, we essentially went 0 for 5 with that group. But without further ado, let us begin opening day against the Milwaukee Brewers. They have sent Tobias Myers to the mound against us, whereas Michael King is going to be our opening day pitcher for the second year in a row. Brenton Doyle will hit leadoff, Estrada 2, Stephen Kwan hitting 3. Bregman remains our ace in the hole cleanup hitter. Taglia 5th, Goodman 6th, Tovar 7, Fernandez 8, and How You Lead is going to be our DH this season, will bat 9th. Let us begin. Brenton Doyle, take us away. And a 4-pitch walk. We're winning the league. One thing I did want to do this season is use speed more. We didn't have as many steals as we did last season. Part of that is because I simmed through more games than I did last time, and typically the AI doesn't run guys a lot, even when I tell it to. So we need some more steals out of our, especially bottom half of the lineup. Stephen Kwan grounds out, but advances the runner for Alex Bregman, who lines out to second. Runner on second with no outs, and we can't bring him home. Christian Yelich leading off for the Brewers, and did I see he is in fact in first base to open. He was an outfielder for them in years previous, looks like also DH, DH for them. But now they have him in first base. Churio obviously left. Garrett Mitchell center. Interesting. All right, fair enough. Nice pop up back to the pitcher. Why not then have Nathaniel Lowe be your first baseman and keep Yelich a DH? I'm not going to pretend to understand the AI sometimes. Maybe I shouldn't even try. As Estrada gets Contreras, 3 up, 3 down for Mr. King. Toglia with a nice single in his first at bat. I think Toglia definitely has the most pressure on him to succeed. Part of that is because we have some very good first base prospects and not a lot of great, say, shortstop prospects or second base prospects. So if Toglia doesn't improve, we have some backup options available. Pair of strikeouts. Fernandez grounds out. We threaten, but we do not score. Brewers do get a hit. How you leave full count? Grounds out. Interesting that the AI has Yelich in first when they have Nathaniel Lowe, who's not a bad first baseman. Seems a recipe for disaster. Let's hopefully take advantage here as Estrada grounds out as well. We have 1 hit through 3 innings. I hear that's bad. On K's. Bravman ground out to short. Listen, Yelich is getting his reps at first. Don't get me wrong. Oh, solo home run from Nathaniel Lowe, and then Contreras and Churio are aboard. And Bryce Terang hits it in the left center gap. 1 run will score, and the runner holds at third. Not looking too great for Michael King thus far as he faces Yadier Arenamo, who strikes out. Are you the rookie? He is the rookie. All right. Sal Frelick flies out. That'll probably score the runner at third. Yeah, easily. Barely a throw. All right. Got Garrett Mitchell swinging. I mean, they got 2 runs. I'll kind of take that, especially after the first hit to left center from Terang. But now we definitely need our offense to get going, man. Both Goodman and Tovar go down. No pressure, Fernandez. You're my only hope. It's not going well. All right, so we are going to get the bullpen ready. Seth Romero will be the first reliever out the pen this season, as is only fitting. I think I'll let him face Yelich, and depending on what this at-bat goes, I might pull him. Already got Yelich ground out. I'm going to allow Michael King the vengeance against Nathaniel Lowe for the solo homer earlier. All right, got him ground out. Not the cleanest game from Michael King. I think that obviously goes without saying. How you Lee gets aboard now with the bloop single to left. We have life. And Doyle walks on 4 pitches. Okay. Runners on first and second. No outs for Estrada. Full count. And he walks Estrada. Bases loaded for newly acquired Stephen Kwan, who hits it back up the middle to the outfield. 1 run will score. The second man makes it in. Thank you, Doyle. And we have added 2 runs onto the board. And then Alex Bregman strikes out on 3 pitches. Nice. Toglia hits it deep to center, not deep enough to get out of the park. Hunter Goodman flies out also. Man, bases loaded, no outs. You only get 2 runs. It's not great. We're going to get Seth Romero in for the 6th. And Bryce Terang is aboard, but down goes Yadhir on 3 pitches. I'll take that. Romero's on 14. I'll let him open the 7th, I think. Man, I'm waiting for Yelich to drop one of these throws, and it's just not happening. Fernandez, it's a back up the middle, but that is caught before the warning track. How you Lee grounds out. All right. Down we go once again. Romero with the clean 7th. We're going to bring on Zerpa for the 8th. Back-to-back Ks for Doyle and Estrada. Kwan, though, gets aboard with the line drive. I'm going to run him. I mean, I have to. Quit trying to pick off poor Steven. And Kwan goes, but he's gunned down by Contreras. Inning is over. All-star Mr. Zerpa in for the 8th, and he allows a run and another runner aboard. Oh, Zerpa. All right, he gets Terang to ground out. So the Brewers add another run. See, they got a righty in, so Bregman and Toglia are going to stay in. If they would have gone lefty, I would have brought Shunk in, but no dice. Down goes Bregman. Down goes Toglia. And our last out, Hunter Goodman, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Make that 0 for 4 as he flies out. And we lose game 1, opening day, 2-4. Terrible day from our offense. Despicable, dare I say. Let's move on to game 2. Wash our hands of it. Bobby Miller is up. Casey Mize pitching for the Brewers today, which is always fun. Hey, Estrada with the solo home run. And now, Steven Kwan Bregman aboard. Toglia walks on 4. Casey Mize, I hate to do this to you, buddy. Hunter Goodman, grand slam. Or fly out to center. But it'll score 1. I'll take what I can get based on how last game went. And Tovar hits it back up the middle. An ambitious send at third, and he's safe at home. I didn't think Bregman was going to make it there, and he might be hurt. Bregman, oh, back spasms, okay. He's fine. Fernandez to left. Oh, it's caught. We almost had glory there. Almost. All right, so I need a new third baseman. Austin Martin at third is a 45. Shunk is a little better. I think I'll have Shunk take third base the rest of the way. That'll also help us if we can get to Casey Mize early and they flip to a lefty. I have faith in Bobby Miller. Faith restored. Cheerio goes down. And How You Lee gets us started with another bloop single. If How You Lee can, hit the baseball consistently, our offense is going to be so much better. Because last year, don't get me wrong, he had flashes, but he was also a negative 1.2 WAR player, whatever it was. So we definitely need him to get better as Estrada hits to do a double play. Clean second for them. Uh-oh, we have an error, and it is on Bobby Miller, the pitcher. Fair. Probably a throw to first that went wide, seeing as Mitchell's at second. Yelich walks. Shunk gets the force out, which is the correct call there. I don't think he beats Yelich to second there. Contreras soft grounded to short and not in time. Brewers get one back. And Churio lines out to left. All right. I'll take that. Runner on first and second, no outs. They can have their run. Yanquiel Fernandez with a nice 2-run shot there. That'll do. It's kind of sad that of like my 5 platooning corner outfielders last year, only one of them is left. Oh, what a state of affairs that is as Doyle lines out. And nah. For a second, I thought that had the distance to center. It did not. Estrada goes down. All right, so Bobby is already on 63 pitches. He is now on 75 through 4. Doesn't seem great. Tovar with runners on first and second, and he strikes out looking. Killing me. Killing me, Smalls. All right, Bobby is pretty tired, so we're going to get Sean Burke rolling. I really needed that throw to be faster with how quick Garrett Mitchell is. That's going to be an error. Yeah. It's the lightning quick pickup in the throw. That's what it is. I assume they gave the error to Shunk. That they did. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Sean Burke here to face Yelich. And a casual infield pop-up that Tovar will call the catcher out on. And low grounds out. All right. I mean, the error doesn't allow a run, but it did call me to, or force me to pull Bobby Miller early, where he could have given me the entire 5th inning if he gets that second out. But it is what it is, and Fernandez is aboard with the softest of grounders back to center field. Down goes Mr. How You Lee. And Doyle hits into a fielder's choice. Might as well steal second. Got nothing to lose in this scenario with 2 outs. Full send it. Yeah, Estrada grounds out anyway. Oh boy, they get a second run off of Sean. Aaron Schunk, solo home run. Well, okay. Oh, yeah, they have a lefty. The lefty killer. Oh, they have a lefty. Taglia, sit down. I almost didn't clock that. We'll let Austin Martin face the lefty. And he strikes out on 3 pitches. Fair enough. But Aaron Schunk, the only reason Aaron Schunk is on this team is to be a lefty killer. That is the only reason. And I'm going to flip these two. So Schunk is going to go to first. Austin Martin will take third. They're getting to Burke. Let's bring Keegan Aiken warming up. Gets Yelich. That'll do. The intentional walk that was definitely intentional to Nathaniel Lowe. Contreras gets it down. That's going to score another run. No, it isn't. They hold Joey Ortiz up at third. Fair enough. Keegan Aiken is going to come in to face the righty Churio. Oh, and Churio hits it deep to left. That ball is gone. Grand slam on the second pitch he sees. Sean Burke's ERA is now 22.5, by the by. Keegan, please. Well, this has gone from, oh, we're doing pretty good. We're getting a lot of runs on the board, to, oh my God, we're going to lose this by 4. Went for the out at home. Fair enough. Good throw there from Austin Martin. And Garrett Mitchell strikes out to end the inning. Well, that sucked. There's no real way around it. That was about as terrible as you can get with the grand slam. And then even after that, they got a runner in scoring position and then scored him too. I will leave Fernandez in to face Ashby. Nah. I will make the sub now, though. Burleson will come in to pinch hit for Hao-Yu Lee in the 8th. Fly out for him. All right. Halverson's going to come in. I don't care that Aiken's still in the green. Go ahead and make it another run. Well, that is what we call a bullpen implosion. Bobby Miller gives us 4 1/3 of pretty good work. Sean Burke comes in, allows 2 runs, then loads the bases. Keegan Aiken gives up a grand slam. Well, yeah, there are worse starts. 11 messages. Oh, right, all the minor league guys. So after spring training, I like to go through the list of free agents and try to get some minor league guys in the building. First one up, Emmanuel Valdez, who's a pretty solid outfielder, 28 years old, a little bit of major league experience with the Red Sox and the Pirates. Last year, though, looks like he didn't play that much in their system. Could be, a break glass in case of emergency outfield option. Brady Singer has been signed. The AI immediately moved him to reliever just because of all the guys we have. But I'm going to try him out as a starter. And I think if somebody gets injured, like Brady Singer, call him up immediately. Jorge Alfaro joins. He's just going to be, your classic veteran in AAA, good defender, no real complaints. Manuel Margot also joins us. He has the 30-day provision in his contract where if he's not promoted in a month, he can opt to free agency, which is fine. Sam Hilliard makes his triumphant return to the Rockies after we traded him to the Dodgers 2 years ago. So nice to see him back. Richie Palacios has joined us. Depth infielder. Not going to strike out. Going to walk a bit. Zach Cole joins us. Now, Zach Cole, I think, is really an interesting prospect. His defense is really, really good. And he could potentially grow into a slightly above average outfielder. Didn't do too hot in AAA, so that's why I think I'm going to lock him into AA for a little bit to find his footing. Third baseman Cameron Kim. This is a 22-year-old project. If he works, great. If not, so be it. And then a couple pitchers. Derek Smith, 23 years old. I'm going to have him go to Fresno, I think. Could be a good reliever. Pretty good stuff. Not great control. Donovan Zach, similar sentiment. Think he's going to go to high A to start. And then finally, Dakota Jordan, 23 years old. He is definitely not going to be in AAA. I can tell you that right now. So what that does is really beefs up our AAA team. That also means that guys like EJ Andrews can go back down to AA, where he is going to perform a lot better. We do have a very bloated outfield now. I think GJ Hill's time might be up. Would anyone like to take him off of my hands? No, they would not. All right. In that case, we're going to send him to AA also. So that should even it a little bit. Hello, Aiden. Goodbye, Aiden. Yeah, Dakota will play. Hello, Adley. Goodbye, Adley. All right, so pretty bloated AAA team now, but that is also partially by design. And now we have no games for a bit as we get to just rest, sort of relax until April 1st. All right, Will Klein is eligible to come off the IL. He is having a rehab assignment to AAA. Stephen Kwan gets National Player of the Week for going 5 for 9 with a run, 2 RBIs. I'll take that. All right, ratings, personal developments are here. All I see is green for some of the young guys, and then Angel Chivilli is just in the mud, completely without question. His movement drops, velo drops, potential velo drops. That could be bad. Cameron Kim, though, gets a little bit of a boost as we start scouting him. Alex Molina also getting a little boost. All right. Good news on the young guys. So with all those days off, I think we are just going to run Michael King and Bobby Miller back, and they're just going to have more starts than the other guys, which I think I'm okay with. So we are going to pitch here against Luis Castillo, who the Guardians traded for. Yeah, the Mariners retained 60% of that deal. It's crazy. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with the same group of guys. Zach Veen hitting leadoff against us. Old friend alert. The pitch. Soft grounder to Estrada. Can he get him? Yes, he can. Down goes Zach Veen. Sadness. All right, nothing in the first or the second for either team. But Derek Hill is at second. Speedster, former Tigers legend. When he was on the Tigers and just couldn't hit a baseball. Those were the days. To be fair, he can't really hit a baseball that much now. Down goes Brian Rocchio. Zach Veen is up again, and he hits it to center and caught. All right. Michael King is doing pretty well through 3. Howley and Fernandez are on first and second. Brenton Doyle strikes out on 3 pitches. Sure. Estrada strikes out on 5 pitches. Sure. Stephen Kwan hits it 3 feet, and the catcher bobbled the ball. Oh, no. Oh, Bo Naylor. Buddy. Not like this. Not like this. Bases loaded. Alex Bregman, the first pitch he sees, goes to shallow left. Man, disappointing that is. Michael King Nice little fourth inning work there. Toglia gets on base with the single. We like to see it. I need more of that for Toglia. Hunter Goodman hits it deep to right field. Gone. First home run of the season for the catcher. 381 feet, and we on the board. Tovar strikes out. What else is new? But Fernandez walks on 4 pitches. How you, Lee? No. Pops it up. All right, Brenton. See, the strikeouts sting a little bit more now that I'm paying him 15 million US. Is all I'm saying. Clean fifth for Michael. He's on 66 pitches. And he gets me the 6th also. He's on 77. Think I will pull him here and get Zerpa ready to roll for the 7th. If I can go Zerpa, Aiken, Bautista will be in business. As Hunter Goodman hits it, that animation made it look like the ball went past him. Yeah, the ball clearly went past the left fielder and then it ended up in his glove anyway when he made the throw. Suspicious that was. All right, Tovar fielder's choice to advance the runner. That works. Let's see if we can get Castillo out of this game with a home run here. Fernandez deep to center. Not deep enough for a homer, but that'll definitely score Goodman. All right, 3-0. Oh, down goes Haley. I mean, King is still in the yellow. Let's see if he can get me the 7th. Nah. I don't think he can. Josh Naylor is up. Yeah, let's bring Zerpa in. All right, grounder to first. I can live with that now that it's 2 outs for Gabriel Arias, who strikes out on 3 pitches. All right. Good work there from Zerpa. Good work from Michael King today. Let's get Aiken ready. Actually, I lied. Let's get Halverson ready for the 8th. Brenton Doyle 0 for 3 today. He needs something. And that is strikeout number 3 for the center fielder. Not doing great. Gavin Williams into the bullpen. Interesting. They've moved him to the bullpen this year. To be fair, he wasn't good last year as a starter, so I can see the vision. Juan finds the gap in left center. That should be the easiest double of his career. Maybe a never mind. That throw came in like lightning. That's how good Derek Hill was in center field. Alex Avila also forgot it too, Alavila rather, also forgot it too. But down goes Bregman. Hey, Bo Naylor. In terms of your career, are you better against lefties or righties? Last year, you were terrible against lefties. I will leave Zerpa in to face Bo Naylor. And he strikes him out. Well done, sir. Spring Halverson in to face Derek Hill. All right, strikes him out. And Max Kepler goes down as well. Sweet. All right, I'm going to get Bautista ready to go, but if we get an insurance run, I'll just let Halverson take the 9th. That is my plan. May it succeed. Pair of flyouts to center makes me think it will be Bautista. Tovar gets aboard, though. We have some life here. Send it. On second thought, maybe I shouldn't send Tovar. I'll let Fernandez hit. And he pops up. All right. Bautista is going to come in for the save. We'll try to get our first win of the season. And they have a runner on second for Manzardo, who hits it to right. That ball is down. It's an RBI double for Manzardo. If we could avoid a second bullpen implosion, that would be great, guys. I am asking nicely. Jose Ramirez now gets it into the outfield. 3-2. Never mind. I forgot Manzardo's the slowest baseball player to ever live. They didn't send him. And he gets Bo Naylor looking. Or excuse me, Josh Naylor looking. I forgot they have them both in this universe. Khalil Watson to pinch hit. Good luck, buddy. Bautista 2-2 count. Strikes him out, ball game. Woo! Not without its tense moments, but we get the win against the Guardians. That'll do. Goodman with the home run and the double for his trouble. Couldn't quite get the complete game shutout, but that is what it is. Let us save. And really good from King also to give me over 6 innings. I'll take that. All right, George Kirby, Seattle legend. They also traded. Did Seattle just blow it up over the offseason? Is this what I'm finding out? All right, we're going to have Burleson rotate in for Fernandez here. Everything else is as is. Zach Veen once again hitting leadoff. I hope Zach Veen works out for the Guardians. But I have a sneaking suspicion that just in this roll of the dice, he's not going to hit the baseball consistently. As I finish that sentence, he gets a leadoff double. Fair enough. All right. Troubles in paradise as a wild pitch advances Zach Veen to third. If we get out of this inning without him touching home plate, we're the greatest team ever. Fly out to the left. He's not going to go for it. I'm not going to intentionally walk someone on the 4th game of the season. As we strike out Jose Ramirez, Josh Naylor hits it to center field. Caught. Runner on third with no outs. And the Guardians can't score him. Yep. That's the Rockies energy right now. Down goes Doyle once again. Lord help me. Down goes Estrada also. Stephen Kwan against his former team. Grounds out to short. Yay. All right. Down we go. But a runner on second off of the error from the Guardians. But can we advance the runner? That's the real question. Tovar gets the ball down into left. I am not sending Toglia. My Zach Veen's arm is a 65. It's pretty good. I will trust that Alec Burleson can get on base here. And my trust has been completely betrayed with the ground out. So down we go. I don't think Toglia beats Veen there. Oh, and Max Kepler solo home run. All right, Guardians are on the board. Bregman hits it to center, but that'll die in the wind. Yeesh. All right, clean fourth. Toglia with a solo home run. That'll do. How Yuli works a full count and walks. And then he tries to steal and immediately gets caught. Fair enough. Well, when we run more, we get caught more. That is what it is. Estrada strikes out again. Listen, it's the fourth game of the season. It's a little early to be doom and gloom, but if both Doyle and Estrada struggle this year, we are in serious trouble. All right, looks like they're getting to Bobby Miller a little bit. I'll let him face Enquirto, who he walks, or excuse me, Enriquito. Well, Bobby, I got to be honest. I don't want you to get through this inning. Romero's going to come in to face Naylor, who he walks. Guardians take the lead. Gets Arias swinging. That helps. Bo Naylor now strikes out. Down he goes. Okay. I'll take that. Bases loaded, one out. They get a run. I can live with that. I was really hoping they'd pull George Corby at this point, but they have not. Back-to-back strikeouts for us. Toglia grounds out to first. Nothing from us. I think we've had one good offensive game so far. That's been about it. Let's get Molina ready for the eighth. Ooh, Hunter Goodman with a leadoff triple against the lefty. Tovar grounds out, can't score him. Useless. Useless there, sir. Burleson now hits it to right field. The ball is caught. Goodman does not attempt to score. And how Yuli grounds out to the catcher unless he's safe. The run scores. The speed of how Yuli making the difference in this game as we tie it up. I really signed too many minor league outfielders, didn't I? Hindsight being 2020. I did sign quite a few. Molina for the eighth. Clean inning. And then, depending on what happens in the bottom of the eighth, I'll see who I want to bring up as Estrada gets it down and gets the leadoff single. Molina's on 13 pitches. I'll get Aiken warming up in case we score here. Wild pitch. Brings Estrada to second. Stephen Kwan with a full count. Walks. Okay. Mr. Bregman. I need you to hit the baseball anywhere in the outfield. And he does, but that's not going to be deep enough to advance the runners. Toglia's going to stay in to face Cade Smith, and he pops up foul. Michael. Buddy. Old buddy, old pal, old friend. And Hunter Goodman hits it deep to right, but that'll be caught. Runners on first and second, no outs. Not great. I'm going to keep Molina in. And ideally, if I can get the entire ninth out of him, we'll be in business. Mike Yastrzemski still running around at the age of 36. He played in how many games last year? 112 starts for the White Sox. Fair play, sir. He walked Yastrzemski. I'm going to pull him. Aiken's coming in. Hit to Estrada, got Yastrzemski, and gets the double play. Bottom of the ninth. Here's Tovar. Capable of the solo home run ball. but instead pops out to third. And ooh, they moved to a lefty. So Burleson will stay in. And Burleson strikes out in 3 pitches for his trouble. I will leave Hao Yuli in to face the lefty. I will have faith in my designated hitter. He strikes out also. Tragic from the bottom of the order here as Derek Hill is up to bat. And it gets under Taglia's glove. 1 run will score, and the Guardians have the lead. That was a horrible decision there to throw it to home because now Derek Hill, one of the fastest players in the league, is on second. Oh, Aiken. Keegan, buddy, I need you to get an out. How it happens is kind of irrelevant to me. Thank you. Jeez Louise. All right, he gets Watson to strike out. If he can get Angel here, hit to Estrada, the throw, got him. Okay. In a vacuum, the ghost runner scoring in extra innings and no one else scoring is fine. But my God, that looked shaky. Okay. Brenton Doyle up first. Don't you dare strike out on 3 pitches. So Brenton Doyle, if I times his games by 30, he'll get to the number of games he played last year, which means he is on pace for 210 strikeouts for those keeping track at home. Estrada grounds out. It does advance the runner, but with 2 outs, Stephen Kwan needs to get a hit here, and he walks. Okay. I'm going to run Kwan to try to get the force out, but yeah, I'll let Bregman hit. And Bregman gets it into the outfield. Kwan goes to third. We have a tie ball game. And a chance to walk it off falls to Michael Toglia. The first pitch he sees, he hits to right field. Caught by the second baseman. All right, we go to the 11th inning, and Halverson is going to come in. I'm going to hit the half-inning button. Whatever happens, happens. They get no runs. Nothing. Jose Ramirez flies out, as does Naylor, and Yastrzemski grounds out. There we go. All we need to do is score the ghost runner, and we win the ball game. Hunter Goodman pops up to the infield. Ezekiel Tovar. Grounder to short. That's not going to advance him. Levy. Halverson's only on 9 pitches, so he's going to get the next inning also. Yankio Fernandez will pinch hit for Burleson here. Come on, buddy. And he flies out to right. All right, Halverson. I believe in you. Full count. Naylor. He's going to beat that. Yeah. All right. Not looking great. Eric Hill flies out to center, but that should be deep enough to score the ghost runner. Yastrzemski is safe on the throw. Bo Naylor not getting to second there is also kind of huge. Max Kepler flies out. Good work. Do I want Halverson to face Rocchio? I think I do. And that's fine. Naylor can have that base. Oh, and Rocchio makes us pay for that statement. The hit to right field. The throw is too late. And Rocchio with the RBI single. All right, Watson pops up, but they get 2 runs there. Turns out the steal mattered. Hunter Goodman being incapable of throwing people out will always make me laugh. How Lee gets us started though, right to left field, scores the ghost runner, and he himself is now on second. 1-run ball game. Brenton Doyle, who is 0 for 5 today with 3 Ks, rounds out to third. Man alive. Estrada gets the ball through, and How Lee is safe at home. Estrada to second. Tie ball game. Go ahead runner is on second base for Stephen Kwan, who pops it up foul to the catcher. But now Alex Bregman, who strikes out. All right, we're going to the 13th inning. And Sean Burke is going to come in. I'm hitting the half inning button, come what may. And they get 2 runs. A home run here ties it. Taglia grounds out to third. Nothing there. Hunter Goodman, though, gets it down in center field. That won't score the runner, but Bregman is on third now. Tovar hits it down in center field. 1 run scores, and Goodman goes to third. Oh boy. We're going to use all of our bullpen guys in this game. Yanquiel Fernandez, the chance to play hero, hits it to right. Down at the wall. 1 run will score to third. And we have a tie ball game. Once again, he made it home. We walked him off. Easy. Send him home. Get him packing. Thank you. Good night. What an insane baseball game that was. Brenton Doyle, by the way, 0 for 6 with 3 Ks. Alex Bregman, 1 for 6, 3 Ks. Lovely. Lovely. All right, we will sim the last game against the Guardians. Let's see how Gabriel Hughes does. We lost 0-2. Gabriel Hughes gave us 6 2/3, only allowed a run, but our offense gets no runs whatsoever. Not great. And now the Mets are in town. I will sim the opener with Chris Bubich and play the second game. He says as he hits the play game button. It's fine. Oh, dear God, 0-13. Okay, so we have learned something here. We have learned our bullpen is going to have the ugliest ERA in the history of the world this season until we get this figured out. 0-13. This is why I can't sim games, man. This is why you can't sim games. You just get stupid stuff like this. Man, that's so annoying. All right, on to the next game. All right, Brenton Doyle needs to sit down and think of his sins this season. I don't really have a backup center fielder, which is kind of an issue. Honestly, Austin Martin in center field. It's time. Taglia, yeah, hasn't done great. Let's have Aaron Schunk play. Goodman's going to stay in, though. Man, 0-13 just takes the wind out of your sails. And Dollander allows a solo home run on the first Major League batter he ever faces. Cool. Neat. Oh, and 13 is so annoying. Like, look at my bullpen ERAs now. 5, 18, Zerpa's 4, but they're all unearned, which is kind of hilarious. No, Brett Wisely gets it down. The Mets get another. And Jose Siri Ks. All right. Good work there from Dollander, at least at the end. A clean third. Clean fourth. Aaron Schunk now up to bat. And he hits into a double play. Yikes. All right. Well, my bullpen is suddenly severely taxed, which is not really a realm I wanted to be in. So, Dollander, you might have to eat the fifth inning no matter what. And it gets started with the slowest of animations, but he got Pereira there. He gets Wisely. All right, Jose Siri, and you're out of here, buddy. He walked him. All right, let's get Chivilli going. Audit Center. All right, not a great game from Dollander, but it is his MLB debut. They're not all going to be great. Estrada is hurt for 6 weeks with a strained MCL. Oh boy. Okay. Brenton Doyle is going to come in, and I'm just going to move Martin back. Oh boy, losing Estrada for a month and a half. That's not good. Hashtag analysis. Okay, so Austin Martin is going to go to second. Doyle will catch. Or Doyle will go to center field. He's not going to catch, though that would be crazy. Chivilli gets me the 7th, which is awesome. We get a run back. I'll take that. Halverson for the 8th. Halverson for the 8th. On 13 pitches, I'm going to get Bautista ready in case we tie it up and or take the lead. Okay, how Yuli walks. We have life here. Austin Martin to face Aroldis Chapman. I have faith. He struck out. Fair enough. All right, Brenton Doyle, redeem yourself. 4-pitch walk. Honestly, I'll take it. Stephen Kwan flies out, and there goes that. All right, I'll see if Halverson can get through this clean. He can. So here we go. Raciel Iglesias in the game for the save. So Chapman, I guess, is getting the holds for the Mets this year. Interesting. I am going to pinch hit Taglia for Shunk. And he gets the ball down in center, so the tying run is at first for Hunter Goodman, who hits it to left center field. The ball is down. Will Taglia have the juice to score? He's around third to home. Safe. Tie ball game. Go ahead run. The walk-off run on second base. Ezequiel Tovar grounds out to third. Anquil Fernandez now. Infield pop-up. Well, we got the run. No complaints there. I am going to bring on Bautista for the 10th. And they get no runs. 0. Goose egg. As Ryan Clifford and Everson Pereira strike out, Brett Wisely ground outs. Ryan Clifford, who I tried very hard to trade for in the offseason. But alas, nothing doing. All right, let's see what Howie Lee's got. And he walks Howie Lee. Seems questionable. I don't really have a pinch hitter here for Austin Martin, so he's just going to have to face Iglesias. And it's a wild pitch. I'm afraid of bunting here that they'll get the runner at home, so I'm just going to let Austin Martin hit. Full count. Strikeout from Austin. Come on, Doyle. Full count. And he hits it to right field. It is caught. And no attempt is made for home. Richard Lovelady is in to face Stephen Kwan. And it's a wild pitch. The play at home, safe. Another walk-off win for the Rockies on a wild pitch. Oh, no. Oh, we'll take what we can get, I suppose. But Tiaro Estrada is out for 6 weeks. That presents a problem because I don't know if I want Austin Martin to be my everyday second baseman. And in terms of AAA, Adil Amador just got injured, who would have been my immediate call-up, but he just went down. I mean, nah, Mason White still needs... I thought about it. He still needs time. Richie Palacios might be the move. I'm going to ask for a scouting report on him really quick, though. Let me see what Adil Amador's injury is. Oh, they still don't know it. I fear it's going to be horrendous. In the meantime, I'm going to call up Richie, and Austin Martin is just going to be our second baseman for a bit. Not great, it must be said. Oh boy. All right, I'll sim the finale against the Mets. We win it 7-3 as Tovar gets a homer, Taglia a triple. Michael King got hit around a bit, but Zerpa and Aiken lock in. Okay. All right, we have fresh scouting report on Richie. I mean, he's not bad. If I compare him to Austin Martin, I think, yeah, Austin is definitely the guy without question. So, yeah, I think, honestly, Austin Martin is going to be our starting second baseman for a bit. We're going to get a good look at him. Do they know Amador's injury yet? They do. 4-month torn meniscus. Man, just when I was literally about to call him up. That hurts. That hurts me emotionally. Margot is tired. Why is Margot tired? That's my question. All right, let's sim the off day. That should help our bullpen get back to full strength. All right, we have the Atlanta Braves, who last we met, we beat them in the NL Wild Card last year in 3 games. So this should be a fun little series here. They got Pablo Lopez, who they signed, or no, excuse me, they traded with the Twins for in the final year of his contract. All right. Many subs I want to make? Not really. I mean, now I've run into the issue where I could play How You Lee at second. I really don't want to. Actually, for this game, I will. Let's have How You Lee take second and Hunter Goodman DHs, Drew Romo to catcher, and I'm going to have How You Lee hit second. I'm going to try that. Because I don't want to run into the issue we had when Chris Bryant was our everyday DH, where because of that, I am losing essentially a backup infielder, backup outfielder, because I can't sub Chris Bryant in anywhere. If I can't sub Chris Bryant, or if I can't sub How You Lee in anywhere, I have the same problem. So we'll get him some reps at second, see if he can be at least serviceable, but I am not that optimistic, if I'm being honest. Stephen Kwan strikes out. 1, 2, 3, we go. Bobby Miller on the mound. Clean inning for him. No, we got 1 hit through 3 for us, 0 hits through 3 for the Braves. And How You Lee gets on base. We move. We're moving. I think I definitely need to move. If Austin Martin is our answer at second for the time being, he needs to drop to like 9th in the order. That is my potential theory. There we go. We're moving. Taglia to the rafters. Or he strikes out on 4 pitches. And Hunter Goodman grounds into a fielder's choice. That is that. But the throw's off target, evidently, which we didn't see because the camera panned on the third baseman. So Tovar with the bases loaded to left field. That ball is gone. Grand slam for Tovar. We're up 4-0. It's only downhill from here. All right, clean 5th here. Drew Romo getting his first start of the season. Who could be an open rebellion if he doesn't play as much. Although honestly, that could be the solution if this is just the lineup going forward and Goodman DHs. That might not be the worst idea in the world as Brenton Doyle gets on base clean on the walk. He was safe. Challenge it. Juan goes down. We threaten, but we don't score. Where have I heard that before? All right. Oh, they got their first hit. The no-hitter is broken in the 5th. Alex Bregman, solo home run. Taglia's on second. That could be what I do, honestly. It does make the call-up of Richie Palacios a little bit redundant, though, I must say. But he can also play in the outfield, to be fair. All right. There goes that. So, I mean, Bobby's still going. Oh, why? Why did I jinx the man? Why did I do it? All right, he gets Profar there. That's only his 3rd strikeout of the game, by the way. There's his 4th, though. Acuna Hits it to right center. That ball is gone. And what was a brilliant start from Bobby Miller up in smoke. And now he walks Matt Olson. Yeah, we're pulling him. Man, Bobby was doing so well. Nothing from us in the seventh, but Romero is getting hit now. Nice line out there, sir. Can he get Profar? Soft grounder to short. He's going to beat that. Man, we can't have a clean game, can we? And Michael Harris Jr. gets the ball down. The Braves tie it up. The bullpen explosion comes to roost once again. But they got Michael Harris, though. Oh, no. Ooh, if Tovar also went out, we're doomed. I'm signing Jose Iglesias at that point. I don't even know if he hasn't retired yet. All right, runner on second because of an error. I'll take that. Bregman, buddy, do better. We were up 5-0. All the momentum in the world. And Acuna hits that 3-run homer, and that's kind of that. Nothing there in the eighth, even though we got Kwan all the way to third. All right, Romero gets me a clean eighth, which is nice. Nothing from us, though. Bautista will come on for the ninth. Clean there from him. He had to throw 11 pitches. I'll see how this inning goes. They walk How You Lee, which seems insulting, but they want the force out, which they get as Stephen Kwan hits into a double play. Oh boy! All right, Bregman. Hit deep to left, and the outfielder jumps into the stadium. Can't get there. 2-run home run from Alex Bregman, and we have a 7-5 lead. And Toglia trying to add to the festivities, a solo homer for him. 8-5 Rockies. We're going to bring in Richie Palacios here to pinch hit against Abner Uribe. Nothing there, really. All right. So Bautista is going to start this. I'm going to have Aiken ready if it gets blown up. He gets Lugo. I'm a little more optimistic in Bautista doing this because I won't have to worry about Acuna if he can get Profar and then Harris. He doesn't get Profar, though. Hit into the outfield. The ghost runner does not score. Double plays in business. And a wild pitch scores the ghost runner anyway. All right, he gets Michael Harris, but now it's Acuna. Oh boy. Do I let Bautista go against him? Last year against lefties, Acuna wasn't great, but I'm going to let Bautista get it. Against Acuna, the pitch. It's a soft grounder to the pitcher. Bautista comes up and gets him. That's ball game. Whoo! That was too close. Man alive. We'll take it. How many wins do we have in extra innings so far? We have 3, right? Yeah. 3 of our 5 wins in extra innings. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to sim game 2 of the series. We lose it 4-6 as Austin Martin goes 0 for 3. And Gabriel Hughes got hit quite a bit, but Molina gave 3. 3. Scoreless innings. That'll do. All right, let's take the rubber match here. Chris Bubich on the mound. I'm gonna do Hao Lee is gonna hit 2. Goodman DH. Drew Romo to catch. Fernandez is doing okay. I'm gonna let him hit here. I think I'll give Tovar the day off. And that does mean Austin Martin is going to hit shortstop, which does kind of terrify me. But we'll see how it goes. All right, runners on first and second with no outs for Stephen Kwan. Don't you dare swing. Thank you. Bases loaded, 0 outs. Alex Bregman. The pitch, the hit, the pop up to the third baseman. All right, bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch. Toglia hits it deep to left field. That ball is gone. Grand slam for Toglia. 388 feet. What a man. And now Hunter Goodman has a rather anticlimactic at bat, but he walks on 4 pitches. Reynaldo Lopez, buddy. What's happening? It's not going well for him. Yanquiel Fernandez deep to right field, and that ball is gone. 6-0 as Yanquiel gets his 2nd home run of the year. We could have something here in this right fielder. Drew Romo now gets on base with the single past the second baseman. We have now hit around in the lineup as Austin Martin grounds into the fielder's choice. What a hilarious turn of events. Brenton Doyle grounds out, and that's that. You know, I can think of worse first innings we've had. Christopher. Thank you. He gets Matt Olson. That shouldn't move the runners. It does not. And he gets Lourdes Gurriel Jr. swinging on 3 pitches. That'll do. That'll do. I think what I need to see from Chris is if he can go deep into games, because I have a sneaking suspicion he just won't be able to. Austin Martin now grounds out. Yeah, Austin Martin and Richie Palacios are very redundant if one of them is not starting. So if I do end up just having Hao Lee hit second, Goodman DH, Romo catch, then realistically, I should send one of them down and call up an outfielder. But Doyle gets there. Hao Lee, though, grounds into a fielder's choice. Oh, the error from Reynaldo Lopez, and Kwan is aboard. Bregman walks. The bases are loaded once again. Carlos Estevez is in for relief. And he gets Toglia. All right, fair enough. We don't score despite loading the bases. I am well aware, game. You do not need to tell me. Nice try, Matt Olson. Like you're making it to third there. Let's be realistic here. Good throw there from Austin Martin. I mean, if Austin Martin can also play short, like consistently, that'll help. He hasn't really done that throughout his career, but that could be where he finds some at-bats for us. Gets Sean Murphy swinging. Nicely done there, lad. Not going to get Santana, though. All right. That will score Matt Olson. The throw is close. Charles LeBlanc. Fly out to center. All right. And Fernandez gets on base again with the single. I like it. Drew Roma flies out. That I like a bit less. It must be said. Okay, Austin walks. Come on, Brenton. Give me literally anything. A sign of life. The soft ground out short is not that. I must just say. Yeah, they're getting to Chris. I really want him to get me 5 innings, though. There we go. He gets Harris. Come on, strike out Matt Olson. Full count. Bang. You got him. Chris Bubich gets him. Cool. All right, so Sean Burke will take the 6th. Sit down, Chivilli. All right. An okay start from Chris. I think he just ran out of gas at the end, really. Oh, lordy. Is it time to worry about our bullpen? Answer, yes. I think I can answer that question, and the answer is just yes. Like, the guys will settle in. That's obvious, but man. Sean. All right. He gets me that. Ryan Presley in for the Braves, and Austin Martin gets the bloop single. We're in business. Those 3-pitch strikeouts are just the saddest thing in the world, aren't they? How Lee hits it to right, but that's going to be caught. Won't be enough to advance Austin either. And down goes Stephen Kwan. Okay. Let us get Chivilli. That's who was ready. I couldn't remember who was ready the inning before. All right, Chivilli for the 8th. One day I want a clean game. All right, he gets LeBlanc. I will leave him in to face Cruz. And Cruz pops up. Okay. We've broken the streak where the Braves got a run an inning for 4 innings. That was a bit crazy. All right, Bregman goes down. Toglia walks. All right. If we get a 2-run homer here, I'll be a great, happy person. Goodman strikes out. They bring in a lefty for Fernandez. It won't matter as he gets the blind drive down to left field. You fools. You could only hope to contain him. And Drew Romo strikes out on a full count. All right. Halverson is going to come in for the save attempts. And he gets him. All right. We beat the Braves. That was too close for comfort, I think. Without question. Draft pool is revealed like I've even thought of the draft thus far game. What do you mean? You know, I think this is the opportunity to see if Drew Romo is the potential catcher of the future or not. So I am unfortunately going to waive in DFA Richie, even though I just called him up. I think Joe Lamp needs more at bats in AAA. I don't want to call him up quite yet. Manuel Margot, though, is going to be my call up, especially with how poor Brenton Doyle has been thus far. I need someone I can put in center field and be happy. So let's retool the lineup a little bit. So Austin Martin goes back to the bench. How Lee is going to play second. Um, yeah, thus far he hasn't had a lot of success hitting second. I might have Tovar try that. Though, can I look at no, I can't look at career splits in that level. Inman DHs. I'll have How You Lee hit second. Drew Romo to catch. So that also means technically we don't have a backup catcher. So if something happens to Drew Romo, we're in big trouble. Manuel Margot can be a backup center fielder. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to copy the lineup really quick and just paste it. And then make my lefty changes. So Toglia goes away. Shunk will hit fifth. Manuel has pretty good contact, but I don't really know if I'm going to pull anyone against lefties yet. So for now, I'll just keep that as is. All right. New lineup. Who dis? Unfair on Richie Palacios to get the call up and then have essentially one at bat, and then I send him down. But we open the series here against the Phillies. Burleson gets the start over Fernandez, which I don't think I want to do actually. You know what? Actually, Goodman's at 94%. He can rest. Alec Burleson can DH. And then he'll bat ninth. Let's do that. Let's give Hunter Goodman a day off. I think he needs one, honestly. Toglia with a runner on second. The ball gets down. That looks a bit shallow to send the runner, but the third base coach does anyway, and he's in. 2-0 Rockies. All right. Fernandez, not only a walk, a full count walk. So Zach Little is already at 18 pitches. Now he's above 20. As Tovar gets the ball down. Oh, we're cooking with gas now, folks. We are moving and we are shaking. 3-0 for Drew Romo at the plate. And the ball gets down. I am not going to run Tovar there. Let's see what Burleson can do. He can strike out, is what he can do. Oh, boy. All right, Dollander. You got this. Bryce Harper, for those wondering, playing first base. With Ozuna DHing. Interesting. Get the double play there, lads. Well done. Good job. I mean, listen, if Howie Lee can play second, that also provides us some succession if we move off of Estrada after this year. So that would solve that a little bit. All right, nothing there. We get a run. Up by 5 now. Dollander's clean. In error. Who by? Togley at first. Man, you just won the Gold Glove at first base last year. How do you already have 2 errors? Who struck out there? Bregman? You're killing me. Killing me, Smalls. Toglia gets the ball down into the outfield. 1 run will score. 6-0 Rockies. As Fernandez steps up to the plate, the sun setting behind him, and he hits it to the sun. Down in center field. 2 runs will score, and Fernandez will walk himself into second. 8-0. Yankiel Fernandez, an OPS of 1200 and a slugging of 735. Tovar adds to the fun with the RBI single. Oh, he's going two. He's an ambitious man. And they throw home instead of throwing it to second 2 feet away. Oh, no. No, they have to take Fernandez out of the ball game. Not like this. Not like this. He was doing so well. Don't do this to me, game. Oh, don't do this to me, game. It's a knee injury, also. Come on, man. I don't even care about this game anymore. We can go on to lose it. Man, not like this. Margot is going to replace him at right field. Man. Oh, that just, I don't care about this game anymore, genuinely. Like, if Fernandez it's a knee, he could be out for the season. And we're just doomed. Like, that could just be that. They hit Taglia. That feels a bit rough. All right, Manuel Margot, his first ever at bat for the Rockies. And it's a 4-pitch walk. Fair enough there. All right, wild pitch. What is happening with James Hicks right now? The man needs to be pulled. Surely the Phillies manager realizes this. Evidently, he does not. I don't think that's deep enough to score the runner. Nah. All right, Burleson. Nothing, he Ks. Man, if Fernandez is out for a while, I'm just going to be crushed. Turner lines out. Thank you, Tovar. Captain Flint, shout out Black Sails, lines out to center. All right, let's see if he can get Alec Baum. Not quite. As Baum hits a bomb to center field. There we go. Let's bring in Zerpa to face Salvador Perez. I like that he didn't retire. He's like, I'm just going to go play for the Phillies. Fair enough. And Perez hits a solo home run off of Zerpa. Oh, but we're adding so many runs, it's not even funny. If I see months on Fernandez's injury description, I might just shut the stream down. Like, my heart won't be able to take it. He came out like a cannon, hit so much better than I thought he would do, and just nothing. Also, that said, Brenton Doyle was 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position, by the by. He's now 0 for 11. How Yuli goes down also. I need a new shortstop. Why do I need a new shortstop? Tovar has a sore hamstring. We are dropping like flies, people. I just want to get out of this game now with no injuries. As Zerpa gives me a clean 8th. Thank you for that, sir. Like, guys, please. Just everybody go down swinging. I don't want anyone to touch a bag for risk that they'll just tear an ACL. Margot struck out. And Austin Martin grounds out 10-9. Okay, Keegan Aiken, you are coming in with a 9-run cushion. Good man. Well done there. 5 hits for Alex Bregman. Fernandez adding some magic of his own. How Yuli with a home run. But now, the ominous specter of injured diagnosis pending hangs over our heads. And we don't know it the day after. That means it's so bad. Oh, boy. All right. I'm going to play the next game so that the AI. Actually, do I have a sub for Tovar? How Yuli? But I don't have a sub for How Yuli, so that's going to break the thing. Burleson goes into right. That's fine. All right, let's sim the Phillies game. Season. We lose Fernandez for the season. Ruptured Achilles tendon. Oh, that's so painful, man. Yep. We lose him for the season. 10 games, 34 at bats. He had 7 runs, 14 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, 2 homers, 9 RBIs, 4 walks, 6 Ks. And he's out for the season. Unbelievable. Do I fire my trainer at this point? Man, that sucks. He was already worth .5 WAR in 10 games. That's a 4 WAR season for those doing math at home. Well, Mr. Margot, Mr. Burleson, we need to figure that out. We lost the Phillies game 6-9. Who cares? Michael King got blown up. For some reason, the AI pitched to Aiken again, and he got shelled for 2 runs. Oh, man. That just took so much air out of the room. Okay, well, firstly, we can move Drew Romo up to 8th. Yeah, I think now the question becomes, do we want Alec Bergeson or Manuel Margot to be our everyday right fielder? Or do we go in a different direction? I think if it's those two, it has to be Burleson. And then Margot can be the backup. But, like, I could just call up, one of Benny Montgomery or Joe Lamp. Honestly, it's time. It's time. I think so. Hi, buddy. So, how does Mr. Lamp here compare to those guys? Manuel? Yeah, better, just with less power. Manuel is very good against lefties, I would say. Burleson's going to get me more power, but he's not speed. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So, Manuel Margot, I'm going to make your position left field. Lamp moves to right field, where his overall went down, which is hilarious. Lamp is going to hit righties. Burleson is going to hit lefties. Manuel Margot is just going to be now the swing backup outfielder. If you had told me that 10 games into the season, my outfield would have Manuel Margot, Joe Lamp, and Alec Burleson like all getting consistent at bats, I would have cried. But that's where we're at now. As Fernand, the season, man. If I weren't streaming this, part of me would turn commissioner mode on and just get rid of the injury. He was doing so well. That's the frustrating bit. Like, this was his season. These games. That was it. And down he goes. But that is the way of things. As now we're gonna see a lot of Joe Lamp down the stretch. I mean, he did very well in AAA past couple seasons. Defensively, he's solid. He doesn't have a great arm, only 45, which is a little worrisome since he'll be in right. But he's got the speed, no power whatsoever. So that's going to be a big fall off from Fernandez. But We'll have to play it and see what happens. I'm going to sim the finale against the Phillies. We lose that one 2-5 as Bobby Miller gets hit for 4 runs. Burleson, to his credit, got 2 home runs in that game. And we face the Brewers once again. And I will play this game, and that is where we end the stream after this. Brenton Doyle is ice cold. So Manuel Margot is going to lead us off. We'll be bold, we'll be brave. And yeah, it's a lefty, so Toglia is going to sit. Let's see what we can do with Gabriel Hughes on the mound. They already had 2 hits. That was slightly terrifying. Juan K's. Bregman walks. All right, bases loaded, 1 out for Aaron Schunk, the lefty killer, who grounds into a fielder's choice, but it does score Margot. So we get 1 run. Goodman grounds out at third. Bases loaded, 1 out. You only get 1 run. That's a win for the pitcher. Right there. It's not great from us. Nothing in the third in error. Who by? Burleson in right. And we're going to pay for it. Runner's going to score off of Osuna's hit. The vibes have cratered completely. The throw to second is ambitious, and it gets him. Good job there from Drew Romo. And pop up. Ooh, Hughes gets out of the jam that his defense created. Good man. Come on, Tovar. Give me something. Strikeout, which, to be fair, I guess is something if we want to get specific. Clean 5th for Hughes. He's on 70 pitches, so I imagine the 6th will be his last inning one way or another. Burleson make up for the error from before. He does not. He, in fact, did not. Manuel Margot walks. I mean, listen. I'll take it. How Yuli striking out is not as good. How has he been since I moved him to hit second? So much worse. All right, that might be something to revisit later then. Sean Burke is going to warm up. In a 1-run game sounds terrifying, but if Gabriel can get me the 6th, Burke only needs to get me 1 inning. And I feel much better about that than Burke trying to push for 2. It's my logic. All right. Alejandro Suna is going to be the last batter Hughes faces. And he strikes him out. Great start from Gabriel Hughes there. Well done. 6 innings, 5 hits, no walks, and 4 Ks. So Burke can sit down. And now he can get back up again for the 7th. Sean, we're okay. Halverson for the 8th. Ooh. Insurance run. Tovar strikes out. There goes that. Romo gets it into the outfield, though. And we have a 2nd run with Romo in base. I almost said in scoring position, but then I realized he did not make the run. But Burleson gets it down. Now Romo's in scoring position. I was from the future, you see. All right, Manuel Margot, let's see what you got, buddy. And hits into a double play to end the rally. All right, Halverson on for the 8th. I'm not messing around. And then Bautista is going to warm for the 9th. I am going to make a sub here to have Austin Martin in for How You Lee. Pinch hit. Yeah, line out. Not much there. Stephen Kwan. Down swinging. Alex Bregman. Line out the center. All right, so Austin Martin goes to second, and Felix Bautista comes on with a 2-run lead. Sal Frelick is on second. No issue, though, as Yadhir lines out. And we beat the Brewers 2-0. Not our best offensive day, only 6 hits, but the bottom of the lineup did pretty good. Hunter Goodman, 2 hits, a run. Romo, 2 hits, an RBI. We got there. Good day from our pitching, too, obviously. Pitching a complete game shutout. I think I'm going to move the lineup around a little bit. Joe Lamp honestly has the contact. I'm going to flip him in Howie Lee. Burleson, I think, also could potentially do it. How is Howie Lee done at second? 6 game starts. He already has a negative .5 zone rating, man. It's not going to be great, but we'll see. Well, good news is we're above 500. Bad news is our star young right fielder who was shot out of a cannon is going to miss the entire season. Oh, that's so disappointing. This, sir. I haven't had an injury that disappointing like that in a while. Estrada, obviously, he is going to be out for 4 more weeks, which I think makes my infield situation a little complicated, but that is what it is. Cole Carrig, it looks like he's going to be back in 5 weeks. And the interesting thing about Carrig is the AI. There we go, AAA. Really? Interesting. It's not showing me his minor league fielding stats, but effectively the AI played him everywhere. So I can put him in the outfield, left and center. I can put him in the infield at second and third. So when Carrick gets back in, it looks like late May, I'm going to throw him on a rehab assignment, and then he's going to get called up. So even though the outfield has like Manuel Margot now and Alec Burleson, won't be a long-term thing. Since Margot did get called up before the 30 days, his contract is now set. So he's getting $2 million this year. That is locked in. I think the other backups, Austin Martin, I mean, he's gotten less than 20 plate appearances, but he has not shown himself in glory. Aaron Schunk has got even less, and he's been poor. So we look much shakier, I would say, offensively now that Estrada and Fernandez are going to be out for a bit. But, that is what it is. It's a long season, next man up, etc., etc. I am going to play through the rest of April, I think, off stream. And then we will begin May with probably the Nationals or Mets series next time out. But I appreciate you all watching. Kind of a somber note with Yankiel going down like that to injury. So we'll have to look to seeing him next year, where, to be fair, the outfield room might not be as crowded, but you never know. So appreciate all of you watching. Remember, follow, like, subscribe, all those fun things. And I will see you next time.